Hi there, I'm Charley Boorman, and What Car have very kindly asked me to review a few vehicles, and one of them is sitting right here, the Ford Ranger, and it is one of the most popular pickup trucks in the country. It comes in a number of different variations. It also comes as a plug-in hybrid, so you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get the electric and you get the petrol engine. I suppose its closest rivals would be the Volkswagen Amarok, which is its sister. They share a lot of parts together. Also the Isuzu and the Toyota. So all that's left to do now is to go in and have a look at it a little closer. Wow, well, the first thing that comes to mind is how nice the ride is. And I'm sitting here and I'm sitting on a road. And it's a little bumpy, but not particularly. But it feels really nice, really solid and comfortable. There's not too much pitch or roll. Most of the Ranger's engines are diesel, and you can have different power outputs depending on what you want. There's quite a range. And also they have a plug-in hybrid, so you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get about 30 miles on your plug-in, and you get a petrol engine. But having said that, and talking about engines, this one, as we're sitting in the cab, is very quiet, and it feels very nice. You can hear it. It has quite a nice pickup. Oh, hello, that's very nice. But it feels good, and I have to say, it feels really comfortable. Right, so if you want a big petrol engine, the Ford Raptor, and that comes with a V6 petrol engine. And that is all about its performance, and it's a pretty meaty, throaty noise. So if you're into that, that's something to have a look at. Out of all of them, this is one of the better ones for ride. They've really spent a lot of time on what that ride feeling is, the comfortableness of driving on the road and then stepping off road as well, and that durability. All of them come with 4-wheel drive. And you can easily, with the toggle that they have now, you can easily slip into 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, high, low, whatever you need to do as you go along. And the other thing I really like as well is that you can, as you're going along, you can just in the touch of a button on the screen, you can lock the back diff lock, which is brilliant. As you go along, you can monitor the tire pressures as you're going along as well, which is key when you're going off road. You need to make sure that you've got the right tire pressures. From sand, they've got to be really low, and going over rocks and boulders, they need to be able to get that grip. So because it's a pickup, often if the pickup is empty in the back, it can unsettle the ride. It can make the back end feel light. But that's because this is, as you always got to remember, this is a workhorse. This is something that has been designed to be working on a farm, to carrying stuff, to being out in the desert or whatever, or wherever it is. So as I'm going along, I'm just going to take a corner. I did a little bit of speed now, and it feels easy. It feels nice. The seat is comfortable. That's the one thing you really notice. And I've been in lots of pickup trucks that it can be quite a rolly ride. And what they say in Africa, when you're riding around in Africa, they call it the African massage. So when you're on the rough road and you're rolling around, pitching and going forward like that, that's what they call the African massage. But that, they seem to have tried to make that as a nice thing as possible. And the steering wheel feels very nice, especially with this heated steering wheel. I really do. I really like that. It's cold today, so I'm loving the heated seat and the heated steering wheel. Well, the first thing I noticed is the seating position, and you feel really quite high. There's a good amount of visibility, but it also has little features as well. So you just press this little button on this dashboard, which is really easy to use, and you get a forward-facing camera, so you can see what's in front of you. Your hands and everything come really close to everything that you want. And the other thing which I really like as well is the display just in front of you, and it gives you all the really necessary information that you need, and you can toggle that through on your steering wheel quite easily, so you can keep your eyes looking forward, which is always really important. So there are lots of different trim levels, so you can find what you want. This one is the wild track, which means it has just that little bit more of a luxury. So it has a bit more leather all around here, and the leather steering wheel, the leather seats. It's got a leather armrest here as well, and it's got that piano black plastic around the display. Feels kind of luxury, but it feels very usable and very hard wearing, it feels. So they've done a really nice job on that. The other thing I like as well is that they've kept the buttons for the air conditioning and the volume, and those essential ones. So if it is cold and you've got gloves, or you're jumping in and out and you don't want to sort of use the touchscreen, you can just grab the traditional dials and buttons. When you buy your brand new car and you sit in it for the first time and you look around and you think, oh my gosh, what do all these buttons do? And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've sat in the car for a good hour, a couple of hours, just setting up all the different things and figuring out how the car works and all that kind of stuff. And then probably after that, you probably never touch the buttons again. But I love that feeling, that new car smell, and then figuring out how the whole thing works. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting right now. I could buy this. I suppose one of the negatives, but I suppose that's in a lot of pickup trucks, is when you look out the back, it's quite narrow when you look out the back here, and there's that long open bed which you have to look over. So it's hard to see, but what they've compensated that with quite well is when you stick it into reverse, you have a very good camera. You can see the tow bar really easily, so you can pick up your trailer very easily. So it makes it easy to reverse and park. So, they've got most things covered. So the other thing, which is quite nice, is that there's lots of sort of storage around here. So you've got the upper glove box here where you can get some stuff in. There's the lower one here, which is great. There's a little bit of somewhere where you can put some bits and pieces on here. You've got a place in here to put your phone. They've got charging points here as well, which is easy. Cup holders. There's a cup holder over there, and there's one here as well, which is really nice. And then obviously here there's a really big space back here, and there's more power down here as well, so you can be charging stuff. And what I like as well is they've done these little grooves here, so that if you do have cables coming out, it's not pinching on the cable, which is really good. So I'm sitting in the back of the Ranger, and this is the double cab, and it is actually pretty spacious, because when you look at it from the outside, you wonder if there's much space. And some of the others, it is quite cramped in the back, and some of the others. I mean, it's even high enough here so that if you would probably able to still wear your cowboy hat in the back of this pickup. So obviously you can get different formations. You can get it with a double cab, or you can just have the regular cab as well. For me, I would always have a double cab, because if I was going to stick my motorbike on the back of here, and you can get a dirt bike on the back of here with the tail down, you want to be able to put your valuable stuff, and you want to be able to put it in the back of the car and lock it up. So if you're staying at a hotel overnight when you go racing, that's it as well. And then I think when we were out doing long way up and long way down and stuff, we had pickup trucks and off-road trucks, and it was very important because we always had the support crew which sort of loosely followed us when we're on our trips. They're sort of usually a day or so behind, but they need to carry equipment, and it's definitely crucial to have something that's comfortable. It is quite big, isn't it? And kind of, I quite like it. It's kind of a rugged feeling. When you look at the whole lines of it, they've gone a little kind of boxy and square. I really like the look of this as well. But the tailgate opens up. On some rival pickups, this tailgate comes to this position, and then it folds down even more, so it goes flat, so that you can get access to the bed of the truck much easier. I quite like this. This is really good for safety, so you can lock things up at night so people can't get at them. But if you press this button here, it just opens up rather than having to drag it open. I like that. I like that touch. And again, it has a power point here as well. There's obviously lots of places you can anchor stuff, and this carries a lot. This is a proper workhorse. This will take a whole pallet, and it'll take a ton, which is pretty impressive. And even the plug-in hybrid can take almost as much as this diesel version here does. What's nice about this one as well is that you can work on this one all down the farm or wherever you're doing, and then you could clear it up You could put a hood back on it and put the pop-up tent on and take the family out camping. So it really is very versatile, and I think that's what we need these days is having a vehicle that can do more than just one thing. Like most of us can only afford one vehicle at a time. You want that to be as versatile as possible, and I think that in the motorcycle world where I come from, the adventure bike category is very much like that, because you can go camping, you can do long journeys, you can go off-road, you can go on the motorway, you can do all of those kind of things with one vehicle, and this, you can do that as well. Right, well, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable because I've got my motorcycle beside me. And I think the two colours kind of go together quite well, actually. You can get the motorbike back up on here. With a ramp, it would be a little bit difficult, but like over here, there's a bit of a ramp. You just back up onto a bank, and you could just drive it straight onto the pickup. If you had the regular cab, you would have a lot more space, and you could easily get the bike in. So, and that's why I'm talking about that whole versatility. You know, you can use it as a workhorse, and you can use it as somewhere to go racing and play, or, you know, do whatever you want to do, track days or whatever you want to do, you can do it in this. I think that's why bikers often have pickup trucks and vans, because they can do both. You know, you can throw your bike in the back of a van or back of a pickup, and off you go for your fun weekend. So the Ford Ranger is great. As a working truck, you can it makes real sense to run it through your business. If you're thinking about getting the Ford Raptor, which is a bit more of a high performance truck, you don't get the same kind of benefits as you would running it through the business. If you are going to get the plug-in hybrid, what you want to make sure that you can do is leave that plugged in overnight. It does take time for that battery to charge, but once it is charged, it really does benefit you on the running costs. So if you're trying to choose a different model of the Ford Ranger, the XLT is the one that we think gives you lots of kit but keeping the price reasonable. Also, the warranty, we must talk about that. Some other manufacturers give a longer warranty than Ford does, so you want to have a look at that as well. So, you know, within the range, there is something there for you. So I've really enjoyed driving the Ford Ranger. It's really comfortable, it rides really well on the road, and it doesn't sacrifice any of the capabilities off-road and using it as a workhorse, a work vehicle. So it has the balance really nicely of the two together. It's got great space in the back, all of that kind of stuff. Anyway, if you have enjoyed watching this, please go to whatcar.com and check out some other stuff that I've done, and there's loads of other stuff that's there as well.